Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and this amazing video. I'm Aditya. In this video, we are gonna see 5 interesting HTML concepts. So it includes 4 attributes of HTML tags and 1 HTML tag in itself. So without any further ado, let's begin. So let's begin with the content editable tag, attribute. Now, suppose I have this, it's not suppose, I actually have this h1 tag. Now I want this h1 tag to be editable. So generally, if I go over here, you'll see like this tag is not editable, like it's as it is. So what if I want to make it editable? So suppose if I just write here content editable and just paste it like this and just now go here, you will see this h1 tag is editable. So I can edit this like some pretty cool stuff and I could say that's awesome. So you will see like I haven't changed any, or I haven't added any input type text, or haven't used any JavaScript to convert the h1 tag on click and then make it at a input type and then have some styling and then get it back again. I can just use one content editable attribute on h1 tag. So let's give this an id equal to this is content editable. Now let's say if I have a button here, save, and let's have an on click here. I miss view and react, one of those. So here let's say show me content, and let's go here, write a script tag quickly, and then let's write that function show me content, and here let's do console.log. So I will need document dot get element by id. Let's get this id, and I just want dot inner html. Now if I go over here, and just quickly run this, and now if I open my console, so inspect, and if I write here, now let's see what and if I just save it, you will see I get the inner HTML of it. I don't have to convert like the point I'm trying to make it, I don't have to convert that HTML element. I have to just keep it as it is and I can make it editable. So that's how you could do it with simple attribute, which is content editable. Now let's see the next one. So let's remove this JavaScript and let's now remove this as well. So suppose I want to suppose I have a button here, let's say, oh, I shouldn't have deleted that button and let's say this is save button. Now I want user to know that when they hover on this button, like they should know what exactly this button does. So there is something known as tooltips. But if you just want some, like just to show a simple text, you don't want some fancy tooltip, what you could do is you could just use the title attribute. Here, if I do title and if I say this button saves your HTML. Now, if I go back to my browser here and if I just hover over this button, you will see it shows exactly what we have written in that title tag, title attribute. So it just says that whatever you have written here, it just prompts the user on that hover that, okay, this is what this button is doing. So title attribute is, you could say, like a quick way around, or you could say like without any CSS or a plain or vanilla, whatever you can call it, it's a tooltip which allows your user to know what exactly those elements on your web page are gonna do or what they are used for. So that's for title attribute. Now let's see what is spell check attribute. Now let's say, suppose I have an input text area kind of like it's big as well, and we can use it over here. Now in this text area, so if I remove this and if I save this and go back over here, so we have a text area where I can type something and you will see like I'm still getting that red mark on the spelling mistakes. Now suppose if I don't want that, I can just go here and do spell check equal to false, and if I go back again over here, type something, you'll see I won't get those red marks. But in case if I need spell check to be turned on, so I will just say true. So by default on text area, spell check is already turned on. So if I go back again over here, you will see I get the same like spelling mistake, the red line under the word, to just tell me that it's a spelling mistake. So this is how you could use the spell check attribute. It's not only restricted with text area, it can be used with input type text and other input types. Also, it can be used with content editable. So suppose I have a p tag here, oops, p tag, and here I have some lorem of let's say 10. And then here, if I make it content editable, and if I go over here, you will see this is editable, that's great. But suppose if I want to identify spelling mistake in this, I can just do spell check and that should get the job done. So if I go over here, you will see that there are all the red marks, whichever spelling it finds to be wrong. So this is how you could use spell check on content editable HTML element as well. So next attribute we have is the pattern attribute. For that, let's remove this and let's have some simple input type text. So if I go here and just put input text, now here what happens is sometimes you want your regular expression. So suppose if I'm writing a phone number and I want it in a text format, like I don't want a number, because on input type number you might see you will have those arrows for increment, decrement and all those stuffs, and sometimes like you might need for phone number you might need plus sign and all those things for country code and everything, so that might hinder you from using input type number. So for that, suppose you are using input type text and you want quick validation on client side, so of course you could use JavaScript, you can have JavaScript validation, but you can add an extra layer of HTML validation with pattern attribute. So what does this pattern attribute does is it simply takes the regular expression that you are allowing. So if I go to here 0 to 9, and let's take a simple pattern actually. So this is all about regex. So here we have this only takes 0 to 9 numbers and nothing else. But however, if I go over here and type something, you will see it takes the character. That's fine. But if I make it as a form, so if I go here and do form, and let's make it a post request. So let's do post request to the same page. And here let's put that input here, and let's have a button, or let's have input submit, and let's submit. Okay, now if I go back over here, if I type some text here, and if you will see that it says please match the requested format, or please match the format requested. So this is how you can have HTML pattern validation or regex validation. So this is just simple pattern attribute. Now the next concept in the list is the meter tag. So let's see what is this meter tag. So for that, let me open the developer.mozilla.org website, and here like you will get the documentation of the meter tag, and I will just use this to explain this concept so that I can explain it better. So suppose you have on your website or in a web app you have you want to show the progress, or you want to track something, or you want to show the count of something. Maybe in this case a simple example is fuel level. So in that case you may not need to use some fancy graph like chart.js or something like that. You might use just simple meter tag and it will get your job done if it's just like a simple progress bar. So let's see how it works. So here you will see we have min and max. Okay, so as the name suggests, these are nothing but the minimum and the maximum value of the range. So in this case, the minimum value is 0 while the maximum is 100. Then we have low, high and optimum. Now this meter tag has 3 color bands: red, amber and green. Okay, so now when you set these 3 values, they have their own constraints. So the first constraint is low should be greater than minimum but lesser than maximum. High should be greater than low, greater than minimum, but less than maximum. You will get all those conditions over here. If I scroll down, it will show you what is the what are the checks that you need to follow for setting low and high. Okay, now let's go up over here again, and now let's, as it is editable, so let's use that. So let's see what CSS it is using. So it is just using some for the label but nothing for the meter tag. That's great. Now let's see what happens when we, so the low is 33 and the high is 66. So let's see what happens when we put the value of, let's say, 10. So you will see that the color here is red. Let's do here 20. The color is still red. And now let's do 30. You'll see it's still red, but as soon as I do 33, you'll see it changes to amber. So this is actually like the least minimum value for our meter. So above 33 till 66, it would be amber. So let's try straight away 66. So here you'll see 66 is green, but if I try 65, you'll see it is amber. So anything between from 33 till less than 65, it will be all amber range. As soon as I go beyond 66, it will be green. And if I do 80 here, it will be green again. So this is how you can use meter tag to show the 3 color range in your application. So I guess that's all for this video. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button, and if you feel that this video is worth sharing with your network, then please do share with your network. And last but not the least, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do subscribe to my channel. It would be a great help for me. So that's all for today. Till the next time, goodbye.